So, welcome to a brand new Webisode. It's Wednesday. I'm in my office. Had a story on today's show, and didn't get a chance to get as into it as I would have liked. But it was an editorial written by a doctor from FoxNews.com, talking about how we as a nation are a drunk nation, and he was citing a bunch of stats over the past year or so of the age groups and how much they drink and binge drinking. The average adults having 6 to 8 drinks in one sitting within like 6 days or something to this effect. And it was pretty clear before I even got into the later part of the article what he was driving at. And he was driving at the escapism, the reason why people are drinking. And the thing that I took from it, which I thought was interesting, was, drinking doesn't know any political affiliation. All right, drinking's pretty much bipartisan. Anybody can be sucked into drinking and drinking a lot for different reasons, especially when we are dealing with the type of economy and unemployment and uncertainty in the future and election year. I mean, all kinds of factors that go into it. But really, when I thought about it more, it comes down like this. Liberals drink because it's the only way that they can get close to feeling like they've achieved their utopia on earth that they so desperately strive for. Because really, that's what it comes down to. Liberals believe that you can create a utopia-esque society, and that we need a sense of socialism, either full-blown socialism or quasi-socialism, in order to get it. And that's how you balance everything out. They want to create a utopia on Earth. And since they can't achieve that, they drink a lot. And it makes them happy because they get their buzz on and they feel like, ooh, look at what we're doing, it's so great. Conservatives drink because liberals have messed things up so bad in their attempts to create a utopia society in the United States and on Earth. And to me, that's the biggest reason why people are drinking a lot, and that all goes along with the economy and what we're dealing with in terms of the recession and recovery, which I still don't believe is happening, especially when they've recently said that the recovery is actually worse than the recession. I went on a rant about this morning, and I wanted to repeat it in the webisode today, and that is the thing that I find so heartbreaking about the United States of America is that we don't know how much we can achieve. We don't know how successful we can be. We don't really know what would happen under a fair tax, where you're given all of the money that you've worked so hard for back into your own pocket and taxed on your goods and services, and therefore you can choose how much money people would be willing to contribute to nonprofits if we weren't subsidizing them with tax dollars. Because I firmly believe that a lot of nonprofits that are government funded don't get nearly as much money as they would have, because a lot of people go, well, they're getting money from the government and they don't give to them. We are a giving nation. It's one of the biggest travesties of Barack Obama, because you had an individual who at the beginning of his presidency, from the election moving on, had the attention of the country, and there was this, they had him on a pedestal, this messiah-like atmosphere. And if there was anybody that could have reached out to people to show them, hey, personal responsibility, and you can achieve anything, it was him. And of course, but that wasn't what he was about. I'm living in fantasy land with Ricardo Montalban, the seaplane and tattoo on Fantasy Island, thinking that Obama was ever going to be like that. But that's what's so horrible, is that he really did reach out to people, and were he a conservative, he could have done a lot better than what he has done, and that is hurt the country in ways that I don't think most of us even realize. But we have so much untapped potential, and we just don't even know what we're capable of. We've been stifled so much by the growth of government, the waste of taxpayer money, the high unemployment rate, and taxation, that we don't know what we could really achieve if we really were able to keep what we earned, and that's so sad to me. I don't see any of the current GOP nominees to be the ones to really bring us to that. I think the only way that we're going to get a really good, true conservative and a Congress to go along with it is through whoever does win the presidency and hopefully beats Obama, who can show, hey, this is what conservatism is about, and start paving the way for an even better conservative. Somebody that perhaps would push a fair tax or a flat tax, that would get more money back into our pockets, that would tout personal responsibility, that wouldn't keep catering to the mediocre and supporting the mediocre's lifestyle. Newt Gingrich is absolutely right. He's the food stamp president, but that's how liberals want it. That's how they feel like they can achieve that utopia, by taking other people's money and giving it to other individuals, putting them in a position where they're stifled. They don't want to have to achieve. They don't want to have to use personal responsibility because the government is coddling and taking care of them. I used the example of Apple this morning and what Steve Jobs was able to accomplish after numerous failures, and how much, I mean, he's got more money than the U.S. government does. And why? Because for the most part, he wasn't held back from those accomplishments. And I mean, to a certain extent, the regulations that we have, I don't think we even know how much more successful Apple could have been. And again, that's just one example. So people are drinking a lot, and for good reason. Perhaps once we get through this election, we get our nominee, and Obama loses this next November, we can all have, well, one good night of drinking in celebration, and then maybe we'll all feel the need and desire to perhaps drink a little less. All right. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and more importantly, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.